Here we go. All right. What could you do to build children's excitement and interest in the Dramatic Play Center while expanding their learning? Choose a theme or topic and brainstorm a list of props that can bring this topic to life for children in the Dramatic Play Center. Currently in my Dramatic Play Center, we are doing community helpers, and I let my children vote what community helper job that they wanted to turn the dramatic play area into, and they actually chose a post office. So what I have done is we got a cardboard box, we let the kids paint it, and then we decorated it to look like an actual post office box. And we put in envelopes. Some of our parents have so far donated some used like packaging envelopes, small packages, like Amazon boxes and stuff that come in the mail. We have little clipboards in there. I am reaching out to our local post offices to see if anybody might donate like an old shirt or an old hat or maybe even a mail bag that we could have. And then we did a project this yesterday and they made little mail trucks. And so we have them up on the board. And then today we started working on their own little mailboxes that are going to hang on the wall. So that way they can give each other mail. What does it say?
Why is the imagination an integral part of teaching and learning?
The imagination, okay, teaching and her learning, because it opens their brains to other parts of learning, and it allows them to connect to their home lives. It allows them to connect to the community, and they learn more things that they're going to use in their life as they move on.
So for my dramatic play, we have a bunch of different cultural clothes right now. I know with COVID, they're starting to lighten up. So we took out all the new stuff that we had spent money on back in 2020 before it all hit. So we were able to do that. I think that it promotes cultural awareness as well as expands their minds onto other ethnicities, cultures around the world. And then we did props in there of different like cuisines that the family said that they used. So they're identifying, finding their own self-identity within the dramatic play, as well as learning about others and their friends in my room. That's my take.
What we did is we opened a pizza shop in our dramatic play. So they have a cash register. They have so one of my coworkers got pizza boxes from some pizza place donated. So they have real pizza boxes. They have we made a oven for them, and there are, we cut those round pizzas with the felt. So now, and we gave them all those shredded, like something is, this is, green pepper, this is cheese. So now when children are in there, some people, and they have their chef hats. So they wear their chef hats, children come to their counter, they make pizzas for them. There are menus from different restaurants. Those are the real menus. So it's been really fun to see them being the pizza guy and being the one who's come to the pizza restaurant.
That's
really
nice, cool. Pooja.
That is fun. I might click a picture and share it.
I just made this today. Oh, can you see it?
Yeah.
And it's just like Velcroed to the board, like interactive play, so that it's like they're making pizza, but we can't afford like the actual pizza that you put things on. So I was like, all right,
we took a lot of donations. People were very generous about, we have tons of pizza boxes and just so much donations from everywhere. So that's, and for imagination and creativity, that's the second part. I would say the children don't even know what they can think and what their capability is. So when we encourage them, they just unleash their imaginative potential and just think what they might not have thought they could think. So I think that's very important for us as educators to spark that imagination.
If you're gonna do the pizza one for a while, we did that back over the summer. We did paper mache pizzas. And it was really cool. And then we put them in dramatic play and then they were able to take them home at the end. You just take a piece of cardboard and then you
Mhm.
use a piece, you just make a little circle. You roll up a piece of tissue, go around the edge, and then you paper mache it. But then you cut out little pieces of cardboard to make like little pepperonis and mushrooms. And then you put those on before you put the paper mache on. Once it dries after a couple days,
Mhm.
then you go back and let them paint them. And then they can use them in the little pizza boxes.
Oh, that sounds good too. Thanks for sharing.
So I'm going to add on to that. My dramatic play area so far every day has been a grocery store, either a grocery store or a restaurant. My kids like to take all the toys out and pretend that they're making a feast. And then I get invited to lunch or dinner. I get invited to shop and pay $90 for an apple. And they also have a cash register too. So I mean it's pretty much, I feel like, just adding those extra props in there just to make it more fun and exciting. You know, you don't want them to lose interest in that area. So I guess just keeping it always with something new and fresh. But like with what everybody has said so far, I feel like it's pretty universal. In my opinion, I feel like all the kids are kind of doing that. So that's my take.
That's fun. I feel like I need to be more creative. A lot of my coworkers that I used to work with were like super creative. And like every 2 weeks we would have a different unit. So like 1 week we actually did like occupations like Tessa did, and we would have like what you said, like the mailbox where the kids could stick like their mail in. I'm not creative like that, but my coworkers were. And then we'll have like different themes. So like 1 week will be about like learning about water. So we had like a beach theme, and then even like a car wash where the kids could like pretend to like go through like they're in a car wash. And then it was like a camping theme, and they had camps. And then learning about animals, we had different animals. And then even had coworkers when we were learning about like water, they would, I think it was like water and animals, they would do they would make like yellow submarines, and they would out of like cardboard boxes, and they would have like little like the fish toy where the kids were like fishing and they made little boats. It was really cool. I'm not creative like that, but the stuff that they would like make was always really cool. And then I think it just makes kids excited when, you know, they see, it makes me excited when they see something like that, because I feel like it gets their interest, it makes them interested, and it makes them want to learn about the topic more. And yeah, I mean, they're still learning because they're learning about, you know, animals, they're learning about water, they're learning about their occupations. They're still doing that through play. Oh, I have this red hat on. What am I? I'm a fireman. Oh, I have a blue, you know, hat on with a symbol. And we used to have like a phone too, and the kids would actually practice like, oh, there's an emergency. I called 911. So I'm like, only for emergencies. But yeah, the kids used to practice on like an old phone that we had. So I think that's definitely a way that they learn, is by, you know, playing with their friends, like using that dialogue, you know, learning from group. And then we would have posters, so they would learn that way. And then I guess too, just like learning by doing, like, you know, oh, this is the mailman, I'm putting the mail in. It's, you know, it's an ambulance, we're learning about ambulance, who we're calling. And then, you know, learning maybe about different parts of animals. By used to like storm and dramatic play too. So
I'm sorry, ladies. What part are we on right now? I had to step away.
The
that's
first
okay.
part.
You're doing both together.
I'm sorry.
The first part of it is just talking about your dramatic play center, the children's excitement, interest, choose a theme and topic.
Okay. So for I remember we haven't done it. I haven't done it this center, but at my other job. Well, when I was in my other job, we did a pizza parlor, and we had the menus and the little chef hats and the aprons, and the kids got to pretend like they were making the pizzas. You know, they were picking out all the different ingredients to make the pizza. And I think it's important for the imagination part, because the imagination part is important because it helps them with their problem solving skills. Because they have to figure out, okay, well, how am I going to make this pizza, or how am I going to build this car, whatever it is they're doing for whatever thing you're using. So they have to figure those things out. And it also helps them when they learn how to interact with their peers as well, because sometimes some of the things they have to actually work together to get it done.
Yeah, I would agree. The dramatic play center that we're doing in one of the rooms I'm in is community helpers like Tessa. We bought like a bunch of vests and stuff for them to like play with and put on. I know in that class they made like little crowns, and each one was like a different community helper. So some were firemen, some were policemen, nurses, all of that. So then when they made those, they would wear them in the dramatic play center and like put the vest on and like pretend to be. I've been a bad guy so many times in the last 2 weeks because they're all police officers arresting me. I lose count. And then the new one that we just put up is a flower shop. So we have a bunch of flowers and we have money in the cash register and stuff like that. So I think those are super fun. And even if it's not like, even if you don't have props, like doing little projects like the crowns or like making police badges, which I did last year with them, like they really enjoy it. And they take that like tiny little thing that you make and they like make a whole giant scenario, a whole game, whatever. And I think it's just important, and play is so important to their imagination, because like if you ever like catch the kids like doing, because we've done a bunch of food places before, and you'll like catch them and they'll be like, oh, I'm making like a pizza and we're putting fish on it and spin it, and you're like, what kind of nightmare pizza is this? Or I don't know about you guys, but when my kids play in like the food area, because one of the classrooms I'm in doesn't have a dramatic play center, they just have a kitchen area that has like food and stuff. I guess we could consider that dramatic play. I always get cups and they go, it's poison, drink it. And I'm just like, okay, all right. So yeah, I just think it's super funny to like watch them, like, or like when they hand me cups, I always ask them, what is it? Like, what am I drinking? And they like make up the randomest stuff. And I think even asking them questions like that, like invokes their imagination and teaches them and like helps them learn like different things. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that the creativity is important. Today in my room, usually we bring the cars to this gross motor room play area. Today I decided not to, and the kids, a couple of them like started crying over it. And I'm like, absolutely not. Let's run in a circle. Let's just be together, like let's spark something within them, right? So me and my assistant and my aide were running around with them, and then all of a sudden they went away. Well, they started just talking together and like pretending to do just playing together, and they wouldn't have had that interaction if we would have gotten the two cars. They would have been taking turns, but they would have been just sitting in the car watching their friends, because it's more about who gets the car than actually playing with them. So by us not bringing it in, they had to use creativity and their imagination to make an actual game. Or I know that they're just freshly turning 3 and such, but it showed me that it's so critical to not be hands-on all the time, to just kind of take a step back and just let them see what they could do with what they have in front of them. And they were pretending that different dramatic play clothes were blankets and putting each other to sleep and such. So it's just those different things of the way that their minds work. But I thought it was really neat to see.
I'm going to share something with you guys. So my other classroom, we're also doing community helpers, and we turned our dramatic play into a fire station. This is what we started with 2 weeks ago. Just an ordinary red box. They painted it. And then it ended up turning into a fire truck. And we ran it till the wheels fell off. So,
Awesome.
it died on Friday because we had to cut the box so we could make this hole here. And so we taped it on the sides and they ran it until the top fell apart and the whole thing just opened up and went. Psh. So it was fun while it lasted. So we'll see what they make on the next one. Because I think that they want to do like a police station because we just added in, like you said, with COVID, there's been so much money that we spent on items that we haven't been able to use, and we just pulled them all out because we got the okay to bring the dramatic play clothes out and stuff. And there's like a police kit, a fireman kit. So there's a pair of handcuffs in there with keys. They're arresting everybody, and there's actual tickets they can hand out. And we've been getting tickets for everything you can even imagine.
That's cute. Oh my gosh, I could not give my kids the ticket, any type of ticket, because I would get 1,000 of them. Ticket for standing, breathing, looking at them funny, like